Shame doesn't whisper, it screams. It tells you you're not enough, not worthy, not lovable. It chains you to your past and convinces you that your mistakes define you. And maybe you've carried that weight for so long, it feels normal now. But here's the truth. Shame was never yours to carry. Jesus didn't die so you could live burdened by guilt. He came to lift it, to trade your shame for grace, to look you in the eye and say, I see it all, and I still choose you. His grace doesn't ignore your past, it redeems it. And in His presence, shame has no power. Shame isolates. It makes you hide, makes you shrink, makes you believe you're the only one. But grace steps into that darkness and pulls you out. It says you are not the worst thing you've done. You are not the voice in your head. You are not your failure. You are forgiven. You are free. God isn't waiting for you to clean yourself up before coming to Him. He's running toward you right now, arms open. He already knows, and He still loves you. That's what grace does. It sees the truth and still says, you belong. Shame says, stay silent. Grace says, you're safe. Grace doesn't pretend your past didn't happen. It just doesn't let it have the final word. Where shame repeats your failures, grace rewrites your future. It steps into the courtroom of your soul and declares, not guilty. Not because you've earned it, but because Jesus already paid it. That's the weight of the cross. It crushed the weight of your shame. And now, you don't have to carry it anymore. You don't have to keep replaying what went wrong. You get to walk in what's already been made right. Grace didn't come to cover you temporarily. It came to cleanse you permanently. If you feel God's whisper today, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to hear more. Shame tells you to run from God. Grace invites you to run to Him. It's not about pretending you're perfect. It's about knowing you're loved even when you're not. The enemy uses shame to keep you stuck in hiding, afraid to be seen. But God already sees it all, and still, He stays. Still, He calls you His. Grace is not fragile, it's fierce. It breaks chains. It silences lies. It restores identity. You don't have to earn your way back into God's presence. You just have to come. And when you do, grace meets you at the door, not with a list, but with open arms. Shame is loud, but grace speaks louder. It tells a different story, one where your failures don't cancel your future, one where your past doesn't disqualify your purpose. Grace doesn't wait for you to be worthy, it makes you worthy. It doesn't just patch you up, it remakes you. God doesn't glance at your wounds, He heals them. He doesn't tolerate your story, He transforms it. You were never meant to live bowed under the weight of what you've done. Jesus already took that weight, and when He said, "It is finished," He meant your shame too. It's done. You're free. Walk in that freedom. Sometimes we hold on to shame because we think we deserve it, like punishing ourselves will somehow make things right. But that's not the gospel. That's not grace. Grace says you're forgiven, not because you've suffered enough, but because Jesus already did. You don't earn your way out of shame. You receive your way out. God never asked you to prove your worth. He already proved His love. When you embrace that, everything changes. You stop living like a prisoner and start living like a child, loved, accepted, restored. Shame may knock, but grace answers the door, and grace always wins. Healing from shame isn't a moment, it's a journey. A daily choice to believe what God says over what shame screams. It's reminding your heart that grace is stronger than regret, that you are not who you were at your worst, that God's mercy rewrites what guilt tried to erase. Some days the weight feels lighter, some days it creeps back in, but every day grace remains, steady, unchanging, and every time you choose to believe it just one more time, you take another step toward freedom, toward peace, toward becoming who you really are, not who shame said you'd always be. So let this be the day you stop carrying what grace already covered. Let this be the day you drop the weight of shame and pick up the truth of who you are. You are not your worst moment. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. You are chosen, redeemed, made new. That's the power of grace. It lifts what shame tries to bury. And as you walk forward, no longer looking back, remember, your story isn't over. In fact, it might just be beginning. What's one lie shame told you that grace helped you overcome? Share it below. Your healing could be someone else's breakthrough.